As far as the draft is concerned, Bryce Young went number 1. I knew Bryce Young was going number 1. C.J. Stroud, for all the people that thought he was going to fall, he didn't fall. He went number 2, and then Will Anderson went to the Texans as the Texans trade up from number 12 to number 3 with Arizona and drafted Will Anderson. In the first round, I've never seen so many trades in NFL history.
A total of 7.
It's crazy. Every year it keeps changing and more trades happen. And all the quarterbacks except Will Levis, which were expected to go in the top 10, went in the top 10. Richardson, surprisingly, went to Indianapolis. I thought that was where Will Levis was going. He fell all the way into the second round to Tennessee, and it was a great pick because I think Will Levis is the best quarterback in this class. And it'll give him some time. You don't have to pay him first-round money, so it all benefits Tennessee when it comes to that. Only thing is they can't give him a fifth-year option because he's a second-round draft pick. So if Will Levis finally gets on that field and plays very well, in 4 years they're going to have to pay him. As far as the Jets are concerned in the first round, the Jets at number 15, they couldn't draft Broderick Jones because our friends, the New England Patriots at number 14, traded that pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They moved back to 17. Pittsburgh moved to 14. They get Jones. So all the offensive linemen that the Jets were interested in, they all went pretty early in the first round. So at number 15, some people thought the Jets were trying to trade back. They went all the way through that 10-minute time, and they winded up drafting one of the most athletic edge rushers in this year's draft in Will McDonald. Now, played for Iowa State. He was one of the best pass rushers in the Big 12. He's a great young player, and he played 4 years in college, so he's 24 years old. He's already at that age where he's expected to play a lot in his rookie season. He will be an edge rusher. They're going to spread out the rushers in a 4-3 defense. That was one of the best defenses in the league. Quentin Williams will get his contract, but I thought the Will McDonald move was fantastic. And then the Giants needed to go with a corner, and I was very surprised that Christian Gonzalez fell as far as he did. And the Patriots got him, of course. They always seem to get him. Christian Gonzalez went to the Patriots at number 17, but the Giants got themselves a very good corner, too, at number 25. They needed a number 1 guy, and they got one. Is he Sauce Gardner? No. There is no corner in this year's draft class like a Sauce Gardner. But they got Deonte Banks, who is a fantastic talent. This is a guy that they need. Jackson is not a number 1 guy. They didn't have number 1 guys. They don't have the rabbit there anymore. So this was a good move by them. And the last top corner that they drafted in the first round that they moved up on in the later rounds was Baker.
Don't remind me.
And his career was over before it even started. And I feel bad for the kid because he did nothing
I know
wrong.
You really liked him out of that draft.
Yes,
too.
I feel bad for him. The stories that came out and that he was stealing and he robbed people at gunpoint, those stories were not true.
Yeah, he was wrongfully convicted. It was his partner, NFL player, that was involved in that too, who played for Washington and Seattle, Quentin Dunbar, that ended up getting caught with that. They were together, so I don't know if they technically got framed, but he ended up getting blamed for something he didn't do.
Yep, and his career's over. Another guy that they drafted in the top 10, Eli Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Which didn't work. So I'm
Mr.
not...
Big Mouth.
We don't believe that Deonte Banks is any one of those players. I think he's a fantastic talent. They will absolutely let him grow to the position, and I think the Giants are starting to build around some of the youth that they have on this team.
Yeah, you're mentioning a lot of the corners that they drafted in the past, too. And one thing you did not see Joe Shane do is overreact when they didn't get their guy that they wanted. Because Eli Apple was as a result of Jerry Reese not getting both Jack Conklin, who the Titans drafted at 8, and then Leonard Floyd, who the Bears drafted at 9. Those were the 2 guys the Giants wanted. So they panicked, they overreacted, reached on Eli Apple. Turned out to be a bust with the Giants. Turned out to be pretty good in other places. And then DeAndre Baker, too. They traded up for. That was kind of his value. It wasn't the idea that they were going for initially. I think they wanted some edge rushers in that spot, too. But you saw all those receivers go off the board right before the Giants drafted, which I'm sure they were targeting one of them too. But Joe Shane stuck with a good value pick in Deonte Banks. Nice pick.
As far as the second round, the Jets had 1 second-round pick because they had to trade the other second-round pick to the Green Bay Packers. I think they had a fantastic second-round pick in Joe Tippmann from Wisconsin. Some people say the best center in this draft class. And the Giants got themselves maybe even the best center in this draft class as well. They added John Michael Schmidt from Minnesota. A lot of people were talking about this kid. Some people think he's the future center as far as prototype center in this league. They think he's a Pro Bowl player. And Tippmann also, big guy, 6'6", 315-pound center who could play guard. Both the Jets and the Giants got the 2 best centers in this whole class in the second round. The Giants also added Jalen Hyatt, a wide receiver, in the third round. A fantastic speed demon guy that you could put him in the slot. You could put him on the outside. Another weapon for Daniel Jones to work with moving forward after drafting Robinson in the second round last year.